All right, hello everybody. We are now going to start our Community Tech Showcase from the Wikimedia Foundation Community Tech team. Have the entire team with us here right now. My name is Danny Horn. I've got Ryan Caldari, who's the engineering lead. We've got developers, Nahar Kakoli, Max Semenik. On the line, there's Leon Ziemba and Sam Wilson. Hello to everybody. Thank you all for coming. The community wish list part of our team, the community tech team, we run a survey once a year at the end of the year in November and December, where we invite people, active contributors from every Wikimedia project to come and propose suggestions for projects that they would like us to work on, and then to come back again and vote on which projects seem worthwhile. We end up with a huge prioritized list, and then the community tech team is responsible for addressing the top 10 on that list. So we're coming up towards the end of this year. And so we're looking at the community wish survey from 2016 is the work that we've done this year. Here is as an overview of where we are. We have 5 out of the 10 are actually done and finished. There are several others that we are currently working on, which you'll see at the top. And we're going to be talking today, I think, about all of them, yes? But all the status that we know for at least 8 of the 10. There's a lot of exciting work, and I know that people will be excited to see all the things that we have to show off. So welcome to everybody, and we are starting with XTools. And Leon Ziemba.
All right. Hello, everybody. Let me get this going. All right. See my screen? XTools homepage, and you can hear me?
Yep, hear you. We can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. All right. So XTools is a suite of statistic tools for MediaWiki projects, users, pages, and a bunch of other things. The installation I'm showing you today is at xtools.wmflabs.org. It works on all Wikimedia Foundation wikis, but theoretically, you can install the software and it would work on any MediaWiki installation. If you're interested in that for your own wiki, reach out to us. We'll help you get it set up. So I don't have time to go through all of what XTools does, but most of it you'll probably be able to figure out on your own. So I thought I'd take this time to show you some of the lesser known features. So first thing I'm going to do is stalk my manager, Ryan Caldari, on the edit counter. I've already got this pulled up. And most of this information's pretty straightforward. But let's look at the namespace totals. And further down, you can see the breakdown by year and month. So as you can see, Ryan has done a lot of edits to articles, which is, you know, really weird. Nobody edits articles anymore. So let's say I wanted to like compare his user page edits over time. Right now it's kind of hard to see. It's like masked by all the other namespaces. So up here in this table, we can toggle them, and I'll just get rid of the top ones here. As you can see, the charts and the statistics all update, and now, you know, it's a little easier to compare the user page edits over time. So that's one little feature not many people know about. Another one is linking to specific data sets here, like, or sections. The edit counter, especially for users with like a very large number of edits, can sometimes go kind of slow. And so let's say you just wanted to share Ryan's time card. These are links up here. And so you can click on those and it'll bring you to the dedicated page. And as you can see, even the time card's taking a while to load. There it is. So and then you can just share this link. So there's another little tiny feature. Let's see. Next, I'm going to move on to what we call article info. It says page history is the other thing it's called. I'm going to type in Hanksy, which is a graffiti artist. I wrote this article. So you've got various statistics here. The one thing I wanted to point out was the top editors section. So here, not only can you see the top editors by number of edits, which would be me, you can also see by added text. And so that's the amount of content they've added to the article. And in this case, it is not me. Somebody else has added more to this article than I have. And there's some logic in here that will not count edits that were reverted. So if like a vandal came by and added a whole bunch of content that got reverted immediately, they're not going to show up here in this list. So this will give you a good rough representation of like who authored the article. And let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, and bots are also excluded. They're further down here. We have a separate list for bots. There's also an export to Wikitext link here. So here you can just copy and paste this data and put it on the wiki. Eventually, everything on XTools will have this. Right now, this is the only place this feature exists. So now I wanted to show you the gadget, the article info gadget that kind of goes with this. So we have a page on MediaWiki, just called XTools, and it explains down here how to install it. But I'm going to give you a demo of it. So here's the main page. Up here at the top, it loaded. It's got the number of visions, when the first edit was, time since the last edit, number of editors, number of people who watch it, page views, and the person who created it. And it loads very fast. I'm just going to random articles here. As you can see, doesn't roughly under a second. And you can click on see full page statistics to bring you here. So quick nifty way to see these stats. And this loads on every page if that wasn't obvious already. So you know, you don't need to worry about it. It's just the data is already there. Okay, so that's all for article info. Next, I wanted to show you admin stats. So here you can see the top administrators for a given wiki. This is French Wikipedia. It's pretty straightforward here, and lists each of the admins, what their user groups are. So this guy has oversight as well. And then various administrative actions. So that's pretty neat to see. You know, perhaps like if you're in a smaller project and you want somebody with expertise in page protection, you could go here and find somebody who's active in that area. So let's see. What am I gonna... Okay, the last thing I want to show you was automated edits. So I'm going to plug in user L235, who's a friend of mine. This should load pretty quick, I hope. There we go. All right. So what this tool does is it lists all the semi-automated tools that a user uses in their editing. And as you can see, L235 used a lot. So let's say I wanted to see all of this user's edits to articles that were like actual content editing, not you know, automated fixes. For that, we have included a non-automated edits section. So this actually pulls in their contributions that were not automated. So this is helpful to like identify like actual prose and things like that that were added to articles, because they would otherwise be buried in with the automated edits if you were to check the normal special contributions page. All right, so that's all I'm going to demo here in the front end. I did want to point out for our, the developers out there, we have an API. And so our documentation's xtoolsproject.org. Down here, I showed you non-automated edits. That's one of the example endpoints. Here's Jimbo Whales, machine readable. You can see it loads pretty quick. We also have admin stats in here and a few other things. So yeah, I don't know where I am on time, but that's all I had prepared. I encourage you to check out the other tools we have and by all means, let us know if you have any feedback.
Hey, great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a great tool.
Yeah. Next up, we have Log and Notify. I think if you can share my screen again. Thanks.
Okay, Log and Notify. As you all probably know, Log and Notify notifies you if somebody tries to log into your account or actually logs into your account from an unknown IP or an unknown device. So this is the notification you get for a failed login attempt, and on the next screen, you'll see an email that you get for a successful login. So there are a few changes we are trying to make. First, we are trying to surface the IP address from which the login attempt happened, and we are also planning. We're also going to. This was made default on all wikis last month. So for everybody, the preferences are on by default. So you get these notifications. We had some very fun bugs working with this extension, and a lot of credit to Brian Wolf for working on the underlying extension in the first place. That's it for Log and Notify. Let's move on to Popular Pages Bot. Yes. Popular Pages Bot, as is very obvious by the name, compiles a list of the most popular 500 or 1,000 pages for a given wiki project, and creates this report including the page views for the last month, and per day average, and the assessment importance as assigned by the wiki project. So it's no surprise that Darth Vader beats it. That's a given. Moving on, this is the config of the bot that lives on Wiki. So this is the part that I'm most proud of, because anybody can go in and add their Wiki project, and it gets picked up by the bot next time. So as of last night, we have 798 projects being processed by the bot per month. And moving on, there's an index that the bot generates and puts it on the wiki, so you can go there and find cute and funny projects. I found Wiki Project Furry last night, and I wanted to bring up some
Tread carefully.
some cool projects that I saw. So this one is Wiki Project Solar System. You'll have to click once more, Danny. Yeah. I'm surprised that Earth is still the most popular planet to live on. Everything, but yeah. But there's a timeline of the far future down there. You might check it out. Then we have Wiki Project Songs, and the Star Spangled Banner beats Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran combined, which does not make sense to me. This is Wiki Project Alternate History, not to be confused with Alternate Facts. But there is an article number 20 that you might want to check out for an alternate history. That's
when you're feeling down.
Yeah.
And the last one I have for you is Wiki Project Religion, of course, because Tom Cruise leads that. And the first important religion, or the first and only religion you see, is Scientology. Or actually, you do see Buddhism down there. And artificial intelligence makes it to the list.
Right about John Travolta.
So yeah, that's all I have for you today.
And Nahar, if somebody wants to add their wiki project?
Yeah, if you want to add your wiki project, it's in the config. So yeah, if you go to that link down there, you will find a link for the config right on top, and you can edit the config and add your project.
And now, come to Unicode section ideas.
Yeah, so on English Wikipedia, you might not even notice this, but is that on your screen? Yeah. But let's click on some link in the table of contents on some non-English Wikipedia. Next slide. Yeah, next. Yeah, we get this nice long URL, and that is not even the end. So we decided, we tested a new encoding. This was actually quite interesting because it involved lots of testing of various browsers. Not all of them are even pleasant to see, but whatever. So now it will be, next slide, like this, which is perfectly readable, and it's supported by like 99% of currently used browsers. And that's about it.
Well done. All right, thank you, Max. Moving on to Code Mirror. Who's doing that?
That's me. Oh, and just to let you know, on the Unicode section IDs, that is already live on TestWiki. And when do you expect that to go live elsewhere, Max?
Probably next week. We still haven't received a definite go from community license, but other than that, we're just ready.
All right, I'm coming very, very soon.
All right, so next we're going to talk about Code Mirror, which is a syntax highlighting extension. So I'm just going to do a demo for this.
Let's get a go to Ryan's.
Hope this works. Okay. All right, so let's say you're editing an average article on Wikipedia, and you wanna just like insert some text like somewhere in the lead. So normally when you first load a page, you're confronted with just a wall of stuff, and you're like, oh my God, where does the actual article start? You're like, okay, it's in here somewhere, and then you're like, well, wait, what is all this stuff? And if you actually want to see like what is the text and what is not, you have to basically like read through all the content and find exactly what you're looking for. But now there's a new beta feature that you can turn on in your beta features called Wikitext syntax highlighting. Once you turn that on, you'll get a new button in the toolbar here. And when you click on this button, it magically highlights all the text with different colors. So you can see what's a link, like county seat. You can see what's a reference, like all of this content here. And it's easy to visually distinguish the text from all the other stuff. So like if you're just looking for a reference to edit, you can easily zero in on that. And if you're just looking for the text, you can filter out the rest of it visually. And the other thing is it's also has a little bit of WYSIWYG functionality. Like you'll notice the title here is in bold since it's surrounded by bold markup. The header down at the bottom appears a little bit bigger because it's a header. So pretty fancy. It does have some bugs that we're still working out, especially on right-to-left wikis. We've gradually been improving the rendering on right-to-left, but there's still some blocking bugs on that. So it'll probably be a while before we deploy it on right-to-left wikis. But for the rest of the wikis, it is currently available as a beta feature.
For both Nor Classic and the new user.
True. All right, that's it for me.
All right, so I guess I'm back to the
Yep.
Can we ask questions?
Sure.
No heckling.
No, there's no heckling. I would not heckle this crew under any circumstances. I was wondering if we had stats on like how many people are using the syntax highlighter and so forth. I understood that.
So actually, if you go to the beta tab on your preferences, it shows you how many people are using it.
Oh.
On English, it's over 6,000, which is pretty great considering we haven't actually promoted it or advertised it. So pretty exciting.
That's cool.
And that's been going up.
Yeah. Okay. Next is ActTrial. I can talk about this one. So ActTrial is a trial that's being conducted on English Wikipedia. It's been asked for by the community since, I think, 2011. Basically, what it is an experiment to see what happens when new non-auto-confirmed users, instead of being allowed to create new articles in the main space, are instead directed to create draft articles or work on building their editing skills first. The main reason that this has been asked for is that on English Wikipedia specifically, about 75% of new articles created by non-auto-confirmed editors end up getting deleted, most commonly because they're about non-notable subjects. So there's basically like just a lot of spam, some vandalism, and a lot of other stuff that comes from new editors. And it ends up creating a lot of work for the members of the community who patrol new articles. And so they basically just want to find out what happens when we're instead sending them to drafts where they get more guidance. So we created an extension that if you're a non-confirmed user, instead of taking you to the editing page when you click on a red link, it takes you to this landing page. And the landing page tells you that you can try editing in your sandbox. You can try improving other articles to build up your editing skills first. Or if you really want to create a new article and you're ready for it, then you can use the article wizard, which is basically a step-by-step wizard that walks you through the process of creating an article and making sure that you're actually creating an article that's going to survive on Wikipedia and is compliant with the guidelines. And so this trial is currently ongoing, and we're doing a research project to collect all sorts of stats related to this around editor retention, the quality of new articles, the effect it has on the backlogs for new page patrolling and article creation, and a whole bunch of other random stats that we're going to be looking at. All of that research is going to be published on Meta at the page research:@ActTrial, if you want to look at that. If you just want more information about ActTrial in general on English Wikipedia, you can go to the page WP:@ActTrial, and it has more info there. That's it for me.
Coming up next is global preferences, which we are hard at work at right now. Sam, take it away.
Cool. Yeah, so global preferences. Is my screen being shared? I'll do a bit of a demo. So basically, is that working?
Yep.
At the moment, to set your preferences, you have to go to lots of different wikis and change everything on individual wikis, which can be annoying if you're trying to set various things to be the same everywhere or anything like that. So basically, what we've got now is a link in the user profile tab of preferences to set your global preferences, and you go to a form that's exactly the same as the preferences. All of these tabs are just the same as always, with the addition of an extra column that you can select which ones you want to be active on every single wiki across the board, or you can select all of them. And then when you save that, you get these preferences. Whatever you set here is active across all wikis. And when you go back to your normal preferences, you see that you can't set these any further on individual wikis. So that's sort of the basic functionality. The next part of that is going to be setting local exceptions, so that after you've set the global preference, you'll be able to go to individual wikis and decide on some wikis to change what you want individual ones to be. That's not 100% working yet. As you can see, it's a bit of a roundabout way to get in there. But yeah, that should all be coming pretty soon. And this is now live on CommTech's test wiki. There's a link in the slides if anyone wants to play with it and submit bug reports. that's pretty much all there is. There's a couple of parts of this that that aren't global. For instance, gadgets aren't made global and aren't going to be made global because the gadget preference is it could refer to a different script on different wikis, so you wouldn't want to enable that across the board. Yeah, that's about that.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. And Sam, I guess you are still up. Because next up,
oh yeah, right.
The Internet Archive.
Internet Archive. Cool. Yeah. So I haven't got a demo of this one, but so the backstory here is that the Internet Archive scans lots of books, and they have been producing deja vu files that wiki sources have been for many years have been taking and uploading to Commons and then using on Wikisource to transcribe original source material. But the Internet Archive last year stopped producing the deja vu files that we needed. So deja vu is a bit of a sort of an odd format. It's mainly around aimed at very efficient storage of OCR, optical character recognition data, with scanned images. So they stopped producing these, but they kept producing the OCR data itself. So we've got the IA upload tool will now download the book scans from the Internet Archive, add the OCR data to them, and then upload them to Commons, all in one reasonably quick step. Yeah, that's about that. There's a picture of it.
And that's where you go. You go to.
Yeah, there's a link in the slides there. Yeah.
Internet Archive looks like. Phenomenal. So, I guess there is not a way for us to. But. So that is what's happening right now for Community Wishlist Survey, as we talked about. Edit summary, the section heading URLs and global preferences are still getting worked on and will be released by the end of the year. At least for global preferences, at least the first version will be out by the end of the year for sure. And coming next month, we're going to be starting our next survey so that folks can nominate stuff, propose, and vote on what we'll be doing in 2018. So early November, November 6th, you can come to Meta, to the Community Tech page, and you will find our new survey for the next 5 weeks after that. So it starts November 6th and then it ends in mid-December. That is our CommTech Showcase. Thank you all very much for watching. If you've got questions, please feel free to come to the Community Tech page on Meta. We'd love to hear from you.
Or if you're on IRC, you can hop on our Wikimedia CommTech IRC channel.
All right, thank you all very much.